I'm Kyle.
And I'm Tris.
And we're the Wine Geeks.
This is fun.
Tasting
Sweet.
And eating.
This has got to be the perfect woman. Our way across the globe.
Dedicating our lives
And palates.
to breaking down the world of fine wine,
Cheers.
making it a little less intimidating place for all of us.
Wine Geeks? Never heard of them.
Hey, Michelle.
This week on Wine Geeks, it's harvest time in France, and the geeks are there. We kick things off with Alfred Tesserone and the Cabernet Sauvignon harvest at Pontet-Canet. Then it's off to Chateau Leguet, where we do a little pickin' and grinnin' with proprietor Catherine Perret-Verger. Finally, we'll drop in on Gerard Paris's Chateau Pavie and taste some of the finest grape juice on the planet. The first stop in our harvest journey was Chateau Pontet-Canet, established in the early 18th century and now owned by the Tesserone family. Current owner-proprietor Alfred Tesserone has been working diligently over the last decade in the vineyards and cellar in an effort to produce one of Bordeaux's greatest wines.
Okay, welcome to Pontet-Canet, everybody. Thank you. We have two groups of pickers who are picking separate parcels.
Alfred's vineyard is one of the largest in Bordeaux's Pauillac region, with over 200 acres of prime red wine real estate.
What variety are they picking today?
We are in the Cabernet Sauvignon. You see, this is one of the group of harvesters.
Was the whole vineyard biodynamic in 2008?
Sure, it
The whole
was
estate.
in 2008. I started in 2005.
Biodynamic, of or relating to a system of farming that uses only organic material fertilizing and soil conditioning.
Treating the farm as a unified and individual organism.
Involving back-to-earth practices such as burying cow horns in the vineyard
With the head still attached.
and performing all major vineyard work only when certain lunar phases dictate.
Many of his fellow chateau owners laughed. It's witchcraft! Voodoo, I tell ya!
But Alfred's having the last laugh. The result is in the bottle.
What did biodynamic viticulture bring to 2009?
To 2009, no, it brings every year, because when we start, we don't know what kind of vintage we have. And don't forget, you see today the harvest, but it's men's working all year round.
Yeah. Along with his commitment to biodynamics, Alfred has taken the plunge and decided to bring his farming old school, purchasing 3 horses to plow the vineyards.
The hooves, unlike a tractor, don't compact the soil, letting the natural organisms thrive.
She's wearing Gucci shoes today.
Gucci shoes for harvest horses. Would that be horse couture? Happy dirt, happy grapes. Happy grapes, happy wine.
When did you decide to go that route?
First, about 10 years ago, we stopped using grass killing. That was the first step. If we work the soil, we make the soil good for the roots, and the roots can do their job. If they have grass killer, then they become lazy, and they stay and they don't go deep. This is where it's done.
This is Pontet-Canet.
In '82, we had a wonderful vintage, as you remember, but technically we were not at the level of today. 2009, it's special. Actually, when I did the 05, I thought it's the harvest of one time in your life.
Yeah.
09, I think I'm really, really lucky. We must never forget, that wine is made in the vineyard. see people carry it on their back. So it's one porter every 4 rows. You can see in every basket it's not full and the grapes are not compact.
So you can see Alfred's philosophy with cagettes when they stack them on top of each other, as you can see here. The grapes down here are completely whole.
When the grapes will arrive on the first floor over the fermenters, we will be able to really do a good job assorting. And we are now over the fermenter. And it works by gravity.
Hey Kyle, explain what's going on here.
Well, Tris, when you're making wines at this quality level, stems are bad. So they have to put all the grape clusters through the super duper destemmer machine. On one side, clusters with stems. On the other, perfect berries with all the nasty stuff dropping out.
We carry the grapes upstairs and then we sort really the grapes on the top of the vat. And when the vat is full, we move the machines to the next one. It's the best way to respect the integrity of the skins and to have no damage on the skins. Each vat is dedicated to one plot.
So right now, we're going to taste the 2008 Ponte Canet. 2008 Ponte Canet was critically one of the top wines of the vintage. Wow. Big one for the team on that one. That's a good beverage.
If this is because of the horses, I would keep them.
Treat yourself to one of the finest wines in the world, Ponte Canet.
Coming up, the Geeks are off to Bordeaux's east side to hook up with one of the area's top vineyards.
On our way to Pomerol from Bordeaux, we stopped off to pick up some things for lunch at Libourne's famous farmers market.
Proprietor Catherine Perret-Verger made her money in the glass and tableware business, but her heart has always been amongst the vines, having owned several chateaux in Bordeaux since the mid-'80s. I don't know what your idea is of a Bordeaux estate, a grand chateau with huge vineyards behind it, but in Pomerol it's a bit different. In Pomerol they tend to parcel out their vineyards. It's a little bit like the Burgundy region. Right now we're walking past one of the main parcels that go into making La Violette, one of the greatest wines in Pomerol. And fact of the matter is, we've already traversed about 12 of the 15 rows that go into making this spectacular wine.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0!
La Violette is Catherine's best piece of real estate. The vineyard's unique blue clay soils producing the finest Cabernet Franc and Merlot grapes in Pomerol. They work so hard the entire year for this moment.
One of the quality factors here at La Violette is the blue clay. I think probably many people in Pomerol wish they had. The dirt is blue. Blue clay is the bomb.
This is go time.
They're very, very picky about what they're going to take and what they're not going to take. So let's see if I do a good job.
The wine made from these grapes will sell for something around, $200 a bottle. The ones up top don't make the cut. These are a second crop. They were ripened later. You can taste the bitterness in the fruit. At La Violette, every grape has to be absolutely perfect.
See? That's bad. And you're bad.
Porter!
See this right here? Even though it's blistered, it could be okay. That doesn't make it. This is what we need to pick. I feel very privileged actually to pick the Old Vine La Violette.
Au revoir.
The best terroir in Pomerol.
Terroir is a French term that encapsulates all the unique characteristics of a particular vineyard. The wind, soil, exposure, grapes, you name it. There's more to fine wine than the dirt it's growing in.
Catherine said there's only 12 kilos per container because she doesn't want to crush any of the fruit.
Looking at these vines here, what is the yield per hectare?
Here, 25 hectoliter per hectare.
Our failings with the metric system aside, us Americans only have to remember that 25 hectoliters per hectare equals about 1,300 bottles of wine per acre, which isn't a whole lot.
Not enough.
Basically, I'm in Pomerol. I'm on the border of two different soil types. To my right, the blue clay soils of La Violette. To my left, the rocky soils of a neighboring estate. The result, two completely different wines. So this is the Pomerol factor. We got the grapes picked. We got them on the tractor. And we're taking the tractor back to the shed.
We're really close to the winery. So these grapes stay fresh. They don't get crushed at all. They don't get trucked 100 miles. We're literally, just walking distance from the chateau. Let me tell you, these folks are tickled pink with the grapes that are coming in right now. So the fruits just come in. And as you can see, the man, Marcelo, the winemaker, is driving the forklift. And that's because if someone else is driving the forklift and they dump like $50,000 for the grapes, hey! He'd be really pissed off.
Time to put on the gloves. I'm ready to go.
After all those perfect grapes hit the winery, they're sorted. And then sorted. And then sorted. And sorted again.
Hey Kyle, guess what? They're still not done sorting.
Berry by berry. This would drive me frigging nuts.
We put the berries into the cube. And here we start the process called maceration.
Maceration is the main process by which red wine receives its red color, since all grape juice, without the skins, is basically colorless.
Think of that big old vat of wine like a cup of tea, slowly steeping, and you'll get the picture. I'm stirring and stirring and stirring my brew. Ooh.
So when you're talking about the cold maceration, we saw the dry ice go in there, so we're bringing the temperature of the grapes down.
Winemakers like Marcelo prefer a cold maceration because yeast likes it hot, and they don't want all those little buggers converting the sugar into alcohol while it's steeping.
We have the berries no crush, and then we make a process whose name is pillage.
Once fermentation begins, the grape skins are pushed to the surface by carbon dioxide gases released during the fermentation process. This layer of skins and other solids is known as the cap.
And that cap needs to be punched down through the juice each day to provide color, structure, and flavor.
Traditionally, this was done by stomping the grapes by foot.
Ew.
To crush little by little. We can have a serious problem at the end of fermentation if we have berries without crush, with sugar inside.
Why the neighbor of La Violette? Why other owners don't do what I do?
What we're talking about now is micro-vinification.
The winemaking team is essentially transferring that process they use in the larger tanks to individual barrels.
Look at that.
After a day of picking, stacking,
Sorting and turning.
it was time for eating and drinking.
I am very impressed. This has got to be the perfect woman. Wine flowing.
Chicken vanishing,
People smiling.
Salut à Catherine et Château Leguet.
What's wine before it's wine? The Geeks head 15 minutes down the road for an eye-opening juice tasting.
the picturesque town of Sant'Emilione and its surrounding vineyards have been in the wine business for nearly 2,000 years, the Romans putting sticks in the ground somewhere around the 2nd century. The town itself is a World Heritage Site and one of the largest tourist attractions in the country. Great wine, beautiful scenery, and, of course, excellent food make this a one-stop destination.
A perfect place to hook up with our next Bordeaux wine dignitaries. Gerard and Chantal Perse began their love affair with fine wine back in 1993 with the purchase of their home estate, Chateau Montbosquet.
A previously neglected vineyard and winery that the Perses nursed back to health. Finding the wine business fun, more chateau purchases for the Perses followed, including the icing on the cake and focus of today's visit, Chateau Pavie.
But before we got down to business at Pavie, we had to take one for the team and hunker down for a traditional Bordeaux business lunch at Logis de la Cadenne. I think we're in for something very special this afternoon. Cheers. It's very important that when you cheers, you look in the person's eyes. So today for lunch, we're drinking 3 wines from Gerard's portfolio, starting with Montbosquet, 1998, Clos La Lunelle, 2005, and Chateau Pavie, 2000.
98 Montbosquet, 11 years old, fresh as a friggin' daisy. The wine is beautiful.
This wine absolutely rocked today. I mean, it's got power, density.
And the Pavie 2000, you don't want to drink it, because if you drink it, it's gone. And then there's no more. So you kind of sit here and you look at it.
Gerard's gonna give us, we can't maintain a straight face. Epic, critically acclaimed wines.
It's happening here. As lunch was finishing up, it was obvious that Gerard himself was pretty geeked to show off his pride and joy.
This is pretty much it. Sant'Emilione, ground zero, well, at least the groovy part of Sant'Emilione. Right now we are surrounded by Pavie.
One of the most famous vineyards in the world.
Some of the most priceless real estate in Bordeaux are the côtes, these golden slopes that capture sun, shrug off rain, and perfectly ripen grapes.
And when it comes to coats, there's no better coat in Bordeaux than the Côte de Pavie. Here we are in the cellars of Chateau Pavie. And the only wood I see are barrels. Why is that?
Elementary, dear Tristan. Dirty wineries have the potential to make dirty wine. So Gerard uses steel and concrete, two of the cleanest building materials known, for his barrel cellar. Think about it. If even a single barrel of Chateau Pavie succumbs to microbial spoilage, it's literally 50 grand down the drain.
Gerard, always thinking outside the box, didn't want air blowing directly on the barrels. The low humidity could create a drying effect in the wine. The barrel room at Chateau Pavie is a room built within a room.
Here in the cellars of Pavie, I don't know about you, Beeman, but my mellow is at an all-time high for whatever reason. Could be the construction materials, it could be the ambiance, the vibe, the no air blowing on you, but I'm so like, in here. Dude, Pavie juice.
That's right, bring the kids. It's a juice tasting.
Seriously though, even at this early stage of the future wine's life, top winemakers can tell the quality of the finished wine just by tasting the unfermented juice.
Ça, il y a déjà des arômes qui sont extraordinaires.
Winemakers look for the compulsories, namely color and intensity of fruit. With a quick swirl, sniff, and spit, they can glean the quality of the grapes that made the juice. If the juice exhibits any aromatic or flavor complexity, it's considered an added bonus and a jumping off point for potential greatness. Only time will determine the final outcome.
We just tasted 2009 Pavie. Fantastic. I'm telling you, black in color, rich in extraction, complexity, everything you want in vintage. 2009 is gonna rock. Kyle?
And you're just talking about the stuff that was picked yesterday.
Yeah, I am.
As the sun sets on Chateau Montbousquet and behind us Chateau Pavie, we unfortunately have to bid farewell to Gerard Paris, who has provided us one of the greatest wine geek days that at least I can personally ever recall.
Same here. We want to thank the Purse family, but most of all, we want to thank Mr. Gerard Paris. Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.
Super merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah. Good luck with 2009.